The role of mindfulness in enhancing focus and reducing stress in project management. Ooh, that does sound heavy. Hello and welcome to another episode of TanniTalkstech. Today, let's move a little bit away from dry TED Talks and dive into something that has been a buzzword for the past few years: mindfulness. Yep, I'm going to talk about mindfulness, and no, it's not just a fancy buzzword. I'm going to share how mindfulness helps in enhancing focus and reducing stress in project management. I have been a project manager for a while now, and I can tell you it is a constant act of juggling and putting out occasional fire. Balancing deadlines, team dynamics, and client expectations can be incredibly stressful. Now, throw in a tiny human who may be sick at home or just demanding your attention after a long day at daycare, and it turns into the ultimate act of walking a tightrope. I have attended countless meetings where someone constantly needed my attention beside me, and I really had to put in an effort to focus on the immediate need, whether it was my turn to speak out on an agenda point or really change a smelly diaper. I think mindfulness has really helped me to improve focus, make better decisions, and reduce stress levels. So, let's talk about how this practice can transform the way we manage projects. Now, what is mindfulness? Oogie boogie. At its core, mindfulness is the practice of being present in the moment, fully engaged with what you are doing, and aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. It involves techniques like deep breathing, meditation, and mindful observation. By incorporating mindfulness into our daily routines, we can cultivate a state of awareness that helps us navigate the complexities of project management more effectively. Enhancing focus. One of the primary benefits of mindfulness is its ability to enhance focus. In project management, staying focused on tasks amidst constant interruption is crucial. Here are a few mindfulness techniques to boost concentration that I apply. 1. Breathing techniques. Take a few minutes to focus on your breath, and that can really calm down your mind and improve clarity. Often, after a stressful meeting, I will just shut everything down mentally, take my glasses off, and take a deep breath. It really manages to reduce my cortisol level. When I'm working from home, I usually just go outside. I'm blessed to have a garden, and I take those 5 minutes to deeply breathe while looking at my plant babies. When I did not have a garden, I would simply just look out of the window. At work, I just take a quick walk to the bathroom or just quick a walk around and come back. Mindful breaks. Instead of scrolling through your phone during breaks, try mindful walking or stretching. Pay attention to your surroundings and sensations. This is hard to follow in the beginning though. I always go down the rabbit hole of mindless scrolling. My father in law, on the other hand, is very disciplined about it. He always uses his lunch break to go for a short walk. I take my lunchbox with me, and the temptation to scroll while eating is really, really high. When I discipline myself to eat quickly and then take a short break or have a light lunch but reserve the time for some walking, it just gives me a better sense of calm and I can focus back on work in the second half after lunch break really better. Single tasking. Multitasking can lead to decreased productivity. Practice focusing on one task at a time. Give it your full attention. But I know, this advice is so easy to preach and so difficult to follow, especially when there are 1,000 urgent tasks spilling out. No amount of Eisenhower matrix is helping to manage them, or a toddler is standing beside you with their karaoke mic singing at the top of their voice. Forget work. When I'm doing chores and cutting veggies to cook, I remember, oh, this cutting board is not clean, which reminds me that that bowl needed to be washed, which reminds me to the dishwasher that should have been emptied like yesterday, to the never-ending pile of laundry that needs to reach the next level of laundry promotion. It's all washing. It's like doing and doing and doing. I recently saw on Instagram a very interesting meme that said, you know what infinity loop is? The constant loop of cutting, prepping, cooking, washing, cleaning, just doing it all over again. Mamas and also papas, try not your best not to judge yourself harshly if you fail. Do try. Then, reducing stress. We project managers, we often face high pressure situations, and mindfulness can help in maintaining composure and resilience. I have actively reduced my response to stress using mindfulness as a tool. Here are a few techniques that are highly recommended, but remember, it is not easy to follow through with them. But if you can choose at least one practice and stick to it, it will create great improvement. One is a meditation. Regular meditation practice can reduce stress hormones and promote a sense of calm. I am Indian, so I come from a culture of meditation, connecting with the inner self. However, living in Europe and working here with a kid, it is not always easy to connect with one's inner self and take things slowly and breathe in. But I do try to force myself to take 5 minutes. Initially, it was really hard, and I had to force myself to do it every morning, and slowly it has become a routine, and it does wonderful to anchor and the start of the day and starting the daily turbulence that begins with oh this that deadline, oh my god, drop off. It is just mostly 5 minutes for me right now, and I make sure to take those 5 minutes for myself. Another technique is body scans. This involves paying attention to different parts of your body, releasing tension, and promoting relaxation. I don't really do it. What I try to do is practice yoga at least once or twice a week for at least 45 minutes. And while doing it, I pay really good attention to my body and my muscles. I have been a dancer all my life. And when I had to take down my exercise, my stretching, my fitness a whole lot lower because of obvious reasons, having a baby and trying to manage work and baby everything, I realized that I am more acutely aware of my body and my muscles now than I was before when I took my body for granted actually. And so now I pay more attention to which part of my body needs my attention. Sometimes it's my hips, sometimes it's my lower back, sometimes it's my feet. And sometimes it's a deep stretch, and sometimes it's just 10 minutes of savasana where I just lie down on the floor. And that is when you do this body scan. You imagine the bottom of your feet and you imagine each and every part of your body and put in a sense of calm in you and just give yourself this 10 minutes. It is very hard. Believe me, I know. I have a very demanding job and then I have some more at home. But please try to see if you can manage at least 2 times a week to get this 30 to 45 minutes for yourself. It does wonderful in reducing stress. Another option is the mindful reflection. At the end of the day, take a few minutes to reflect on what went well and what could have been improved. This helps in gaining perspective and letting go of stress. This is where my writing everything down, my journaling practice comes to help. I honestly thought when I had my baby, I wouldn't find time for journaling, especially when I ever started working again. But to my surprise, the journaling actually turned into my lifeline. Journaling, bullet journaling, it is my favorite topic, and I have written a lot of blog posts on in both of my websites. So if you want to read a little more on this topic, hear a little more on this topic, just visit my website, which is www.tannishtaroy.com, or you can also visit my stationery website, which is www.danceofchaos.com, and you can read all about it. Now let's talk about how mindfulness can actually significantly improve your decision making skill. How? Because it makes you a lot more self-aware, and it helps with emotional regulation. When we practice mindfulness, we become more attuned to our thoughts and emotions, allowing us to recognize when we are reacting impulsively due to stress or frustration, or when we are logical. And this is how we can pause and consider our responses more carefully, and that can lead to really taking good decisions. For example, mindful listening technique or observation techniques are very useful in this case. Mindful listening involves fully focusing on the speaker without interruption or letting our thoughts wander. We have all been there. This helps in gathering all necessary information before making a decision, ensuring that we have a comprehensive understanding of the situation. Similarly, mindful observation encourages us to pay close attention to our surroundings and the details of the task at hand, which can improve and provide valuable insights that might otherwise be overlooked. By approaching problems with a clear and composed mind, we are better equipped to weigh the pros and the cons of different options and make decisions that are in the best interest of the project and the team. This approach not only improves the quality of our decisions but also fosters a more collaborative and supportive work environment. I always take my 5-second deep breath, as I said, before I have to make a tough decision. Sometimes, when I'm annoyed or agitated or frustrated at something and wish to retort, I use the reflections technique. I draft something, for example, but I do not send it. I reflect on it. After the heat of the moment, I always modify my response. This helps me to give a logical response and also de escalate certain situations. I have a senior project leader colleague who is so calm when decision making. Like, you are really impressive skill, and she has been handling this multi-million euro very complicated project for the last few years, and she somehow still manages to take the most and the best decision for the project. She's a role model to me in how she handled the tense situations, always calm and composed, and always manages to de-escalate the situation. On one particular instance, one of our mutual colleague got really frustrated at us for some demand which at on paper really seemed impossible. I have to say, we had to attain certain goal with an impossible timeline. There may or may not have been also miscommunications. And I still remember my colleague, she walked into the difficult discussion. It was a Teams discussion, so it was virtual discussion. And I said, can I just pull you in this meeting? I think I need your support on this topic. And she just calmed them down. She listened to what they were trying to communicate. She interpreted that and she calmly formulated a plan which comprised of the next steps. And this created a much seamless cooperation from the side of our colleague, and they went above and beyond to make it happen, and we did manage to hold on to the deadline. And it was a true marvel of mindful listening and better leadership. I have so much to learn from her. I really do. Now, how mindfulness can increase better team dynamics. Moving on from exactly this point where I just said how my senior project leader, she managed to create an amazing work situation out of which could have been a really frustrating and potential conflict arising situation. Mindful meetings. Starting a meeting with a calm and focused tone really helps. And I have seen her, no matter how much stress she is under, she always starts any meeting with a very calm and focused tone, very factual, even though I know it is so hard and the pressure is so intense. I don't know how she does. I have probably she takes a few minutes of deep breathing or short guided meditation, but however she does it, she does an amazing thing, and I'm so lucky to learn from her. For me, I just take my 5 milliseconds of deep breath before going into any difficult situation, any difficult discussion and a meeting, so that I'm centered and my mind is cleared and I can be fully present for the discussion ahead. Active listening. Active listening involves fully focused on the speaker without interrupting and acknowledging their contributions. This not only shows respect but also ensures that everyone feels heard and valued. It can lead to more effective communication and a stronger sense of team cohesion. Empathy and compassion. Encouraging a culture of empathy and understanding is crucial. And when your senior project lead does that, or when you as a project lead you do that, then it fosters a culture of empathy and understanding. Mindfulness helps in recognizing and addressing these emotions of the team members, leading to stronger relationships. When team members feel understood and supported, they are more likely to collaborate effectively and contribute positively to the team. Now, let me talk about a few practical steps to incorporate in mindfulness. Integrating mindfulness in the project management practices don't really require a complete overhaul. I have already talked about how I do it, so let me just summarize them. Have a morning routine. Begin your day with some sort of small exercise. For me, My mornings are really, really short because I'm not an early riser. So it's just my 5 minutes of meditation, followed by coffee on my home office days or on my in office days. I just am packing my food for my office before I leave. Schedule breaks, take breaks like after a long difficult meeting, just go for a small short walk. Human mind is not a program to listen to continuously work at optimal speed for like longer than 60 to 70 minutes. So try to take a just 5 minutes gap after every hour. Mindful transitions. Use the moments between tasks or meetings to practice mindfulness. Again, take your deep breath. It really helps to center yourself. And it does help if you are not multitasking, but it is a very high ask. I know. I fail in that myself. Lastly, there are also mindfulness apps that can help you with guided meditation, mindfulness exercises. They can be a good starting point for someone to incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine. So, let me wrap the whole thing up by saying incorporating mindfulness into project management can lead to enhanced focus. It can reduce stress, it can create better decision making skills, and it can definitely improve your team dynamics. It is simple yet powerful tool that can transform the way we approach our work. Thank you for tuning into this episode of TanniTalkstech. I hope you found the discussion on mindfulness insightful and practical. Do reach out to me if you have some points or suggestions. Remember, mindfulness is a journey and it is not a destination. Start small, be consistent, watch for positive changes. Slowly turning longer. The spring is slowly coming to us in this part of the world. And I am very excited to start my outside gardening again. And so I would like to focus on gardening and how can gardening can benefit us in living in this tech heavy world and how gardening has helped me achieve better work life balance. And that would be some of the topics in my upcoming episode. So stay tuned and now have a nice evening.